Welcome to the Manatee Chamber's April Headliners Luncheon. We are thrilled that you are here to join us and to hear from Blair Bloomston about high-performance teams in a rapidly changing world. I know that many of you were chatting with me on your way in about how much interest you have in topics like this that help you as leaders work with your teams, work with your customers and your clients, and think about leadership in new ways, particularly as our world and our businesses and our nonprofits adjust to the impacts and influence of AI. I was at a breakfast this morning with a group of leaders in Sarasota, and the topic was AI, right? So this is something we're all managing as leaders within our organizations, trying to determine how we help our teams become eager when it comes to embracing new technology, also become pragmatically cautious when it comes to adopting new technology and really forging the way for our teams. So I cannot wait for us to have Blair come to the mic here in just a short while. I just realized I neglected to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me, and I don't know you yet. My name is Jackie Dzelski. I'm the president and CEO at the Manatee Chamber. And again, we are so glad that you have joined us today. I do ask that you please at this time stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated, of course, and as you're doing so, if you don't mind silencing any mobile devices that you have with you, that can help us avoid any interruptions as we welcome Blair up again in just a few moments. We do have a couple of elected officials or those representing elected officials who have joined us today. I know we are expecting County Commissioner Tal Sadiq to join us, so thank you so much to the Commissioner for prioritizing our chamber luncheon. And representing Congressman Vern Buchanan's office, we have Edward Valdez with us. So Edward, thank you so much for joining us on behalf of the Congressman. Our Headliner series that we offer every month to our chamber membership has annual sponsors that make this type of programming available to the chamber membership, and I want to recognize and give thanks to those organizations. Our annual Headliner sponsors are Career Source Suncoast, Florida Power and Light, Manatee Health, the Mosaic Company, the Realtors Association of Sarasota Manatee, and Cheryl Wealth Management. So thank you so much to those annual sponsors. If you would give them a round of applause, please. Many are represented here today. And also a thank you to our platinum level investors, organizations that invest significantly beyond their annual dues in the program of work and mission of the Chamber. Those platinum investors are Brown & Sons Funeral Homes and Crematory, Carr, Riggs & Ingram, the City of Bradenton, Freedom Village of Bradenton, IMG Academy, Manatee County Government, Manatee Health, MCR Health, the Mosaic Company, NDC Commercial Real Estate, NDC Construction Company, the Pittsburgh Pirates and Bradenton Marauders, Raymond James Wealth Management Bruce Body, the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, Seaport Manatee, and South State Bank. So I see you all following up on the screen to see if I would catch them all. So thank you so much to our platinum investors. Also, many are in the room here. We are going to take a moment break now for the great team here at IMG Academy Golf and Country Club to serve our lunch. So I encourage you to use that time to get to know the folks at your table a little bit better. I know some of you have full tables for your corporation, but certainly you all still have plenty to chatter about and network. When we come back up, it will not be me at the microphone. It will be Stu Henderson, our 2025 chair of the board for the Manatee Chamber with Folly Bryant Architecture. And Stu will, again, tee up Blair as well as share a little bit of her extraordinarily impressive and influential bio so that we can kick off her time this afternoon. So please enjoy a short break while we serve lunch, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
In a rapidly evolving world, the ability to enhance communication and networking skills isn't just a leadership advantage, it's a business strategy. It is something that can drive growth and long-term success for businesses and organizations of all sizes. Today, we're going to learn about new strategies to empower leaders, create engaged networks, and build high-performance cultures. And we all know that AI is changing the game across industries. But what is the impact on the ways we can learn, develop, motivate, and lead? As Blair covers in one of her blogs, are you all in, are you tiptoeing around, or are you completely checked out when it comes to the use of AI? I now have the privilege of introducing Blair Bloomston, who is going to help us explore all of these concepts. She's the co-founder and CEO of Leaders Uplifted, bring nearly 20 years of expertise in consulting, teaching, and instructional design. Blair started her career at the world-renowned IMG Academy, dedicating nearly a decade to helping athletes gain the skills to shine on and off the field. She was a communication coach for elite athletes and future stars like Alex Smith, Russell Wilson, and coach Kirby Smart. Blair has also led successful multi-year projects with leading organizations such as Deloitte, Hilton, NASA, NASCAR, the U.S. Army, Air Force, and the U.S. House of Representatives. Her work has gained media recognition in places like ESPN's Outside the Lines, BBC's How the Best is Done, and recognition as one of SRQ Magazine's 2023 Women Who Roar. Notably, Blair is a Bradenton native. She's also helping the Chamber launch a new initiative focused on helping our members hone their networking skills to be more effective in building relationships to drive connection. That initiative is called Networking University, and if you want to know more, ask Kim Daglish about that. Now, please help me give a warm Manatee Chamber welcome to Blair Bloomston.
Appreciate it. All right, we have some good stuff to talk about today. And if you know me from town, because it's a very small town and a wonderful place where we live, I want to actually start with some background about myself. This was very cool and fun in making these slides. So this is me at the start of my career at IMG Academy. It feels like a million years ago. And before that, as a Bradenton native, as a compatriot with many of you in this town, this is where I was at prom also. This is like St. Stephen's Episcopal School prom. Let's go. Okay, so to have these two institutions to be back in this place is an amazing full circle moment for me. But I love this image because not many people know that in the early 2000s, IMG Academy, at its early success with Nick Bollettieri still very much as a part of the ecosystem, had a wonderful article written about them in Sports Illustrated that talked about the amazing prowess of the athletes, that talked about how cool it was to have a sports boarding school, and it also talked about how poor their social and communication skills were. Isn't that crazy, right? You would think like, no, they can just naturally thrive. But all the way back in 2002, when that article was published, the press could already see that if we focus too much on this or too much on that, there's a gap. And so thank you, Sports Illustrated, because that article is how my career was able to begin just a few years later. I left Bradenton. I moved to New York City, y'all. Yep, I was gonna get the salsa, not from New York. And I wanted to go somewhere big that would push me. My background is in theater. You might see jazz hands today. They could come out. And it's interesting because in that St. Stephen's youth and in that pursuing theater and studying acting and singing and dance in college, and then translating all of that into working with athletes, where's the connect? Well, the coolest thing is communication skills can be trained. And I know this firsthand. I know this, I have a proof story for you, because one of the coolest parts about being a high schooler at St. Stephen's is they require all seniors to give a senior speech. Did anybody here in your high school have to give a senior speech or something like that, like a milestone? Okay, I am now a 21-year professional public speaker, but I was absent for my senior speech 3 times out of fear. 3 times. And on the 4th time, they were like, Blair, you told us you're ready. You're going to give the speech today. And what I did at 17 and a little pesky is I gave a speech about how no one should ever be forced to give a speech. How about that? St. Stephen's. But I carry that feisty spirit with me because moving from an acting career and studying and performing off Broadway to end up here at IMG was like a cool, crazy miracle. I don't know about sports ball. I was the captain of the bench warmers on my volleyball team in high school. I could slay on the bench. I couldn't make contact with the ball easily. But there's something bigger than athleticism happening in sports. It's performance. It is about being the best in all aspects of life. And so communication was pointed out in that Sports Illustrated article, and IMG did something about it. They found an amazing company called Game On Nation, and my former business partner moved from LA to Bradenton, and I joined him in the first year, and we were at the campus for 10 years working with those athletes on this art. And it's not just this, it's all of those conversations we had beforehand. It's eye contact, it's handshakes, it's being comfortable when you get out of your car to think, okay, I'm going in, I'm gonna do it. And as somebody who is in front of so many people, I am proud to share that in real life, I'm an ambivert. You're gonna see an extroverted side of myself, jazz hands. It might happen. But what I want you to know is if you prefer the company of yourself, if you prefer to lean back, listen, and take it all in, that's powerful too. What we need as professionals and high performers is to be able to do all of it. Okay, so this image is from the very first corporate retreat at IMG. Believe it or not, they were only focused on athletes. They had a few visiting executives, but Prince Sports came to us and said, what can you create? And this was a pivotal moment for me, probably around 2011, when I understood that we could go from working with athletes, working on media training, doing these communication skills, to actually helping leading executives get a fresh mindset, get fresh connection, and we could do it through the power of games, okay? So we are on the edge of a new game, and I want to show you the real me. All these years later from IMG, I did have the chance, thank you, Stu, for that intro, to go work in a lot of different places, and here's what's cool about being a consultant on that level. I got to see firsthand for multiple years what the culture was like inside Deloitte. And then I was being asked to create well-being courses and inclusion courses to affect that culture. The same thing was happening in the military. The same thing was happening in motorsports, right? There were so many different fields where you're like, where are these things connected? But I'm going to tell you where they're connected. I'm going to invite you to the connection right now. I want everybody in this room to think back to when you were 8 years old. We all lived it, yeah? Everybody experienced that. And now I want you, if you're comfortable, to start to sit in your seat like your 8-year-old self would have. Yeah, go ahead, shake it out, shake it out. Feel your feet on the ground. So yeah, so we all remember that, okay? Get back into it. Some of it's like, oh yeah, I'm still there. Some are like, that was a long time ago. We can create a game out of anything. It just comes from your imagination. And what I appreciate so much is when I saw this room get invited to think back to 8, and I asked you to move, about 90% of you were like, all right, I'll try that out. And about 10% of you were like, I'm skeptical. I haven't been 8 for a long time. And that's okay too. What's powerful about play, if you choose to engage, and engagement is the path to performance, it reveals the real you. If you put your team through an experience of play where it's not like somebody's going to be out and that means they're fired, we don't do that kind of play. But if you put your team through the experience of play, you'll see the listeners show up. You'll see the strategists try to get ahead of it. You'll see the goers go, 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 and maybe leave flags on the field. But you'll see it. It's one of the best personality and performance assessments I've ever seen, and I've worked with all of them. So that's what's good about play. And I wanted to point this out with this picture up. So this is me at Hilton in Las Vegas. This is the top performers, or 15,000 people that they brought in. So it was like, no pressure. But what I've trained myself to do, and the reason I'm sharing all of this with you, is that I think that picture is the real me. I think if we really hung out, you would eventually see me have big arms. It happened, right? You would see this side of myself. You would see authenticity come through in real human moments. And that's the edge we need. Okay, so let's talk about how this can be relevant to you. Does anybody know in the room the year that Edison presented the light bulb? That the light bulb was like, this is a thing now? Okay, I'm going to blow your mind. And I had to ask, who wants to ask AI about that right now, by the way? Who's like, I have a handy help, I'm going to ask Siri. It was 1879. Yeah, a long time ago. It's even hard for us to imagine. Let me set the stage for what it was like here, okay? Tampa had under 1,000 residents. It was a cattle frontier, y'all. There were plantations, there were all kinds of agriculturally related industries, and what was happening in Sarasota in 1879? That's the year we got our first post office, okay? Yeah, so think about that change to now. Now, I want to ask you to start thinking about this because I'm going to break you off into pairs in just a second to talk about it. 1879, the first light bulb comes in, and a lot of people at that time were skeptical. And I just want you to play this out like you're in your family, you come home after a long day, I don't know what we're doing back in those days, and you say, I heard about this thing called a light bulb. I heard about electricity coming into our home. If we have light, we can continue to do things after dark, right? A higher quality of light than candles. And in your household, the majority of people in all households say, we're fine, we're going to stick with candles. Candles is think about that, just take that in. We're going to stick with candles. So let's flash this forward, right? I'd like to ask you to turn to your partner and think about what's one modern convenience you could not live without that started in 1879 with electricity. So it could be all kinds of our batteries, our phones. I'm going to give you a minute. Just turn to somebody at your table, and I'd like you to share what's one modern convenience you each can't live without, and go. Okay, come on back to me. This is exciting. Would anybody be willing to share or have your partner's permission to share what's one thing? Yeah, what do you got?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning. Yes, clap for the air conditioning. I'll take that. Woo, HVAC. What else? Yes?
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics. Absolutely, like literally life-saving. Fantastic. What else? Yes?
My car.
Your car. Yes. I mean,
I
like,
get it on a horse.
oh no. You know, in kind of researching this and understanding this too, I heard that there was like a famous thing when Henry Ford presented the Model T, right? I think I have this history correct, where there was a big horse owner, like 30,000 horses, and he was like, it'll never catch on. Yeah. Okay, so we have lived through this futuristic world. Some of us can remember the history at different generations than others, but for all of us, it's changed. We all remember life before smartphones. We all remember going to prom, for me here, where there was like a camera that went like this in the box, and that was big, okay? I want us to see AI like electricity. Now, critical thinking leaders in this room, how is AI even more present than electricity? What do you think? How many years do you think it took from that first light bulb till like lights and electricity was adopted in cities? It took about 20 to 30 years before electricity was built in cities. There needed to be infrastructure. And then it took another 40 to 50 years before like more rural places started to say, okay, we will build with this in mind. We'll stop doing, gas lights in homes. We'll build toward electricity. Within 3 months of launching in November 22, ChatGPT had over 100 million users. The infrastructure is here. We are here. November 22 is when that came out. So we are now 2.5 years into the age of AI. And I'm so excited to give us hope, to give us strategy, and what we can do about it, okay? Because this is maybe the thing that really got me going as a new entrepreneur. I'm a small business owner, but I play big. Right? I have consultants all over the country. I still have these huge national accounts, but I'm 1.5 years into my business. And the only way I'm able to do it and compete at this level is because we are using AI strategically. Our jobs aren't going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. AI is not going to replace us. But a business and a professional who is using AI smartly will. And that's a fact. So if we know more, we can do more, okay? Let's talk about what we can do. And this goes all the way back to what we were doing at IMG. So first, we're gonna talk about our mindset. I love this. This is an image of a woman looking at herself in the mirror. It's kind of moody. It's got a millennial vibe to it. I love that I can find that in stock photos now in this world that we live in, okay? But I want you, if you have a pen and paper handy, you could just do this to yourself. AI forward to me is somebody who is like, I'm gonna lean into this. I'm not going to chill back and wait and see. I'm going to get in. And I want you, for yourself, to rate yourself on a 1 to 5. 5 is like, I'm all in. I'm using it every day. I'm using it in new ways. 1 is like, I haven't downloaded the app yet. Or I did ask it to get me a recipe. Okay? Now, are we going to be bold? Put your hand up. Who's a 5 in this room? Who's a 4? Who's a 3? Who's a 2? Who's a 1? Who's not on the board? Okay, we're all on the board. That's good. I commend every single one of you because we're just living in this world. This future just happened to us. And today my encouragement is to get in the mindset of thinking of yourself not just a leader in your organization, not just a leader as yourself in the industry, but a leader, all of that plus AI. I am everything that my 20 years as a learning and development professional has taught me. I am everything that I have as a public speaker, but I am also here as your colleague telling you I'm in it on AI and I'm running fast and I want you to run with me. Okay, so mindset is first. And I love how mindset can really get us to look in the mirror and see where we're at so we can use that awareness to carry forward. The next part of mindset is I think AI should be about giving us that dream life. I love this. She's seated, it's comfortable, there's coffee, there's beautiful light coming through the window. And this is something that's on all of our minds when we think about, will it replace us? No, if we use it right, we can get more freedom. We can theoretically enjoy more of human life, but we got to keep that going. And what I love is that AI can give us this image, give us this vision, help us get there, right? Because you got to stop and look in the mirror. Yeah? Also, AI is great for images of cats. Yeah? Yes. But that's it. I love this image. I wanted to put this in because I actually think when we think mindset, it's not just about AI forward. It does come back to being real. What makes you you? You all might remember various things today. You might remember the cat slide, and I'm okay with that because I'm really into cats, okay? We also have to use the mindset to show up as ourself. So the takeaway on your AI mindset is it's you as a leader, and now you are starting to add plus this part of AI. Can everybody identify what that would be? Plus, I'm an expert at using AI to audit my best practices. Plus, I'm an expert at writing tough emails using AI. Plus, I use it for everything. It's completely my new best friend. Whatever that is, define it for yourself, because we'll build from here. Mindset's first. The second part of it is skill set. And, you know, as we kind of talk, I can't help being a coach. This is what I do. This is a chance for me to share with you something that you can walk away with. That's not just ideas and postulations, because they're big ideas, but how do we get grounded? So first, it's mindset. Second, it's skill set. Now, can anybody describe for me what's happening in this picture?
Somebody drank too much.
Ah, they're very happy. But it's espresso. Yes? They're networking, right? It looks nice. There's paneled walls. Everybody's dressed well. They're engaged. This person here is smiling. She's having a good time. There's smiles in the background, okay? The more AI rises up to help us write things, help us create things, what I'm seeing from a communication field is actually how much more valuable that in-person authentic connection is. So that's the number one skill set we've got to promote. That's why I feel qualified as a communication coach for all of these years to come to you and say, AI is here. What are we doing here? Okay? So I want to show you that our human communication is still amazing. And to do that, I would like to invite everyone here to play a game. Does that sound cool? Yeah, you got that 8-year-old mentality on? All right. We met earlier. Is it Stephanie? Yeah, Stephanie, would you come on up here? Clap it out for Stephanie, everybody. Thank you. So you were like, I did not know I was getting voluntold. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Yes, wonderful. So Stephanie, I've asked you to come up here with me to play a little game and demonstrate something, okay? Are you rooting for Stephanie right now? Stephanie, take this in. Take this in. No, you can stay here with me. Okay.
Here.
Yeah, no, you're great. You're great. I wanted you to kind of feel that cheer from them. Let's be real though, as professionals. How many of you are rooting for Stephanie because you're a little glad I didn't pick you? That's also, big cheer, big cheer. Well, Stephanie, no, I mean, I know you're a pro, right? And you were very kind when we met earlier. So thank you for joining me. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate a game, and then I'm going to have all of you think and play through this game too, okay? And this game is about our mental computational skill. So here's what's going to happen. Stephanie, I'm going to make you my director, okay? And you have the power to guide my story however you want. I'm empowering you as director. So in a second, Stephanie's going to say to me, tell me about your weekend, a really simple story. And as I start to make things up, the same thing that generative AI can do, you are going to help me out by saying go when you like my story and saying swap when you want me to say something different. Swap and go is the name of this game.
Swap and go.
Swap and go.
Okay.
Now what's cool, Stephanie, is you're a boss, okay? So you can get in and say go often, and you can say swap often and just bat me around. And whatever you do, I have to react in the minute, okay? I can't disagree with myself. If, for example, we were playing, and I'll play both roles, Stephanie, I said, oh my gosh, this weekend was so great. I went to a party and I had tons of pizza. Go. And it was so great because it was at Chuck E. Cheese. Go. And I love Chuck E. Cheese. I'm going to become an owner. Swap. I am against Chuck E. Cheese, right? Whatever it is, I want you to just have variety, a yes, a no, but change it to something new. Okay, Stephanie's got this. I'm going to try to think as fast as AI here live for you. All right, let's see. Here we go.
Tell me about your favorite food.
Ah, my favorite food is lasagna all the way.
Go.
I love lasagna because there was a restaurant in New York City that I used to get lasagna from.
Go.
I would even fly like 6 lasagnas home when you could still do that. I would leave the lasagna there. It was experienced there and there alone.
Go.
Yeah, and what's great about that place is I try to get back there like every 2 years.
Swap.
I'm never going to go there again. I'm going to hold the lasagna in my mind and tell people about it as much as I can. What's great too is I found like a dupe recipe online, so now we make it. And not only do I make it, my kids make it, my husband makes it, my grandma makes it. It's like a family lasagna party, right? And by the end of it, we not only have a lasagna for ourselves, but we've made 72 lasagnas for other people. Yeah, we're a big, now we have a lasagna conglomerate, right? And what we're doing is we're going to franchise it so that everybody can make home lasagna kits, and this is going and going. Okay, freeze. Clap it up for Stephanie. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. Yes.
Lasagna franchise business.
Lasagna. Okay, Stephanie's going to sit now. Clap it out for her. Woo. It's so interesting in this game, and I am going to give you a chance to play. So be aware right now, if there was a 3-pack before, you'll need to reach across a table to find a partner. Okay, I really want to do this. I want you to play both roles. Stephanie, I was kind. I let you sit after the boss round, but I'm going to tell you, you could think this quickly too, and all of you are going to experience it. So this is what I want to do. I want to replicate the cognitive quickness that AI has and feel it. Feel what it would be like to connect, make eye contact, smile. Now, this is important. This game is not about punking each other. Stephanie, you took really good care of me. Even I got to a lasagna conglomerate. How often do you get to say all of those syllables, right? What I want you to do is say go with encouragement. What I want you to do is say swap with encouragement. It's not shutting down their idea. It's seeing what else do you got. And let's just see how fast we are compared to the machine. Yeah? Everybody got a partner? We're going to go for like 5 minutes. So you'll have 2.5 minutes, then switch, 2.5 minutes. Okay, find a person nearby to you. And go! Okay. Give me your focus back up here. Oh, it's so wonderful that I can't contain the smiles. Whose face is starting to hurt from smiling just a little bit? This is how we know it's working. I do have a dream someday to take an entire team of high performers through a laughter session like this, wearing heart rate monitors and brainwave scanners. Because I believe, I know they're like, add some extra stuff. I believe that when we connect with others, there is a chance that our hearts beat in sync. You know, like we're rhythmic machines, right? It's happening, everybody in this room. And when that connection electrically hits, I do believe that we can get on the same wavelengths. If anybody wants to fund that study, let me know. Okay, who had good connection with their partner? Yeah, the whole room, come on now. Who felt the laughter from other people in the room even when you were engaged there? Yeah, this is irreplaceable. You cannot have this kind of relationship even if your chat assistant is that good, okay? And so businesses who know how to harness this, who stay skill set focused on valuing their people, bringing out creativity, helping them feel connected, are going to do a couple things. They're going to get loyalty in this age where it's like, am I going to be replaced? No, we are showing you that we are pouring into you and your human skill set, your communication and connection skill set. They're going to really see that as a differentiator, okay? But then the second thing is you are showing them that as we invest in AI, as we explore it, as we build new skill sets, let's build up your own skill sets so you can bring that back in. Collectively, each of us can learn something slightly different and bring it back to the organization. That's so essential because any one person in your org isn't going to be able to know it all alone. It's too big. It's too big, okay? So if you want to stay irreplaceable, focusing on people is still it. Focusing on communication and your connection skills and your network and relationships is still it. And I have to ask this, who thinks they were faster than the computer in that swap and go game? No. But you know what the computer doesn't have? Surprise, delight. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe I said it either, right? So we have to cherish that kind of truly authentic. Each one of you played in your own style, right? That's one of the ways to keep us irreplaceable. So as we explore skill sets, let's focus on that. Mindset is it's me plus AI. Skill set is it's me. I got to show more of myself, but I'm still dabbling into AI. And that leads to part 3, the last part, strategy. So has anybody heard about how AI is going to be impacting search? All of us are searchable on the internet, right? Like that's a major channel for so many of us in terms of you got to have search engine optimization, people coming to your traffic, leads. Okay, so already they've seen like a 1.5 to 3% dip in search engine optimization results because now, for a lot of people, we have turned on at the top of search, there's an AI summary. Do you know what I'm saying? The AI summary is there. It just told me what I needed to know. I don't need to read somebody's website anymore. It's right there. So how do we beat that? How do we start now? Well, AI needs content to find, to provide answers. So if your brand can start to become known by name, or you can start to become known by name, then AI has a better chance of finding you. So how do you do that? Well, content is the way. So when I talk about AI strategy, I'm very focused. I probably will hire somebody to do AI bookkeeping as that becomes a thing. And I will hire somebody to do these elements of AI that are like customer relations software management software, right? But this is where all of us can and should be using AI to create content that raises either your own voice or the voice of the organization. Let's just get some ideas in the room. I'd love to hear, let's do a minute at your table to see what are some content channels that you either are working on now that AI could help you or a content channel that you could start up, okay? And let's get an idea from each table. If you don't know what a content channel is, this is a great starting point too, because we'll get there. Okay, so a place where you can put out content, a type of content. Let's see what you come up with for ideas. You got a minute? I just checked a watch, it's not there. Go ahead, start now. Okay, come back to me with your best ideas. Only a few of you got to go. Go ahead and shake your teammate's hand, high five somebody. Let's keep that human validation. Okay, I'm just gonna, this is kind of like on the spot stuff. At this table, was there a type of content that you were like, yes, we could do this? What do you got?
Our thought was to do a repetitive, scheduled marketing piece that would
Great.
be more video-based.
Great.
Hit all the hashtags that would be self-sustaining and just basically let it go.
Let it go. I love that. A video-based marketing piece, right? That's scheduled, that's just happening for you. How great would that be to like have that beacon coming on all the time? Nice. What are some other ideas? Yes.
My son, different generation, uses an internet or a YouTube influencer to put together humorous videos.
Great.
I don't think they're funny.
Great.
But people of his generation think they're hilarious.
Okay. Thank you for that. That's great. So like taking somebody else's creation and putting your own spin on it. That's been going on for a long time, but AI can help. I want one or two more. Yes? Yes, in the back.
Blogs or
That's right. Blogs, press releases, things that embed keyword, and things that last for a long time too, right? Is it like less than 24 hours that your Instagram post lasts? Stories, thank you, see? I need AI guidance to help me on that. What do you have? Podcasts, absolutely. So I wasn't sure about AI getting into the world of podcasts until I was at Florida Public Relations Association's Meet the Media event a few weeks ago. And one of our major publications that's here, but also national, they are now creating AI podcasts. And the way that it works is they take an article that a human has presumably written, maybe with some help, right? And they feed it into an AI system, and within minutes, seconds, it's turned into a 2-person show that breaks down the article, where one AI voice is saying, well, I found this really interesting in the article, and the other AI voice is saying, well, you'll never believe this part of it, right? And it's dynamic, and it almost sounds human, but not quite. So I just wanted you to think about some of the possibilities, and what's cool, the reason I'm saying the strategy is to raise your voice, is I just want you to hold on to that part that makes you human in it. We're currently working with a retired professional athlete who's had this amazing story, who has a book about her life and a Wikipedia page and so many sources. So using AI with a partner that I am working with, we are able to take that book and all of those resources and within 3 days deliver 52 blogs and 52 newsletters that are about her. But we can't leave her out of it. She has to still read the 52 blogs, y'all. Really, that's my philosophy, is we're gonna raise human voices. A human better be involved at some point. But it's the switch between doing it all yourself, which a lot of us small business fall into, and even executives at larger business, we're still taking on so much. So how do you think about that AI as a resource, as a top editor? And just like as fast as we are and as connected we are in that swap and go game, it's still better than us. It's still faster than us because it's trained on us, most of us. Okay, so I want us to raise your voice. I want you, as an outcome of today, to pick one channel. If it's blogs, newsletters, if you're gonna do a live stream, that's you, but the script comes from AI, okay? We gotta raise our voice. And with that, I'm asking you to build a relationship. One strategy that has been very helpful to me is to become a specialist, not a generalist. I specialize in ChatGPT. I am looking at it from a learning and development lens because it can help me so much. I knew that it was coming from my industry when I used the voice feature and I could say, I need to practice pitching my services, and I want you to take on the role of a skeptical, disenfranchised, executive who is not sure that this is what we should be spending money on. And then I'll say, I want you to be really tough on me, right? Now that's the level of practice I like because I'm kind of like that, right? Fortunately, in the real world, most of the people I interface with already know about me, already come to a point where they're like, okay, I get this, they're intrigued, but man, do I want to practice lifting heavy weights? So I would encourage you to do the same. So here is the wrap up. We have to think of ourselves as the executives who are going to lead AI forward, right? We're going to be in it. We have to work on the skill sets of us as people and connected. And then I'm encouraging each of us to use AI specifically for a strategy that can raise your professional voice or the thought leadership of your organization, because it's one of the only ways that we're going to get seen as AI comes into search results. And this here, if you can use AI to get yourself on video, real you, live stream video, this is the #1 way. And I know I'm coming with this background as a communication coach and a team builder. This is about high-performing teams. But the #1 thing you can do to enhance your team's performance right now is to get them all focused on AI and how it can support your business. So this is me asking you to get future ready, asking you to think about how you speak, how you lead in this community and in your orgs, and to stay ahead of it. Okay, so it's been such an honor. I did make a quiz for you because I like teaching. So if you want to check out if your voice can stay ahead of AI, you can use that QR code. But there's nothing, I'm not selling you anything. I'm here with you. I am in the competition with you. I am a small business from Bradenton in your community, but it's very exciting and fun when we all get to play big, but keep it real. So thank you.
Hi, Blair. Thank you for the presentation. I loved it. AI, okay.
Yeah.
The force of good versus the force of evil. How
Yeah.
do we regulate that?
Yeah.
So I know it can be used for, you know, so in the workforce, how can we prevent that?
Yeah.
Are the policies that can we implement with that?
Okay, so we each have to right now come up with our own personal code of ethics and how we feel comfortable. For me, it's about disclosing that I'm using it, right? I don't come out in the blog at the top of it. I have AI write my blog with me, and I tell it a whole story from me. Right? So I'm speaking for many minutes and then it's instantly turning it like a ghostwriter into something. But I tell people I'm doing that. I don't hide it. Now on the other side, singers use auto-tune, right? Cher's like, do you believe? Right? It's like, that's not her, okay? And we kind of know, but we kind of don't know. I'm asking everybody to go to your sources, go to your professional associations, but decide for yourself what's your line of ethics and certainly keep it above the line. Yeah. Yes.
I was caught by your slide of the woman gazing off into space with a contented smile on her face.
Yes.
What is the quickest way, if I am leaning into this, to replicate myself within the organization and
Great.
create other AI leaders?
So people who understand standard operating procedures are going to win in the age of AI, because what you can do is find moments where there's a standard and a steady, repeatable process, and not just use AI to get better at that one process, but eventually create a string of agentic systems, little tiny bots that each do one tiny part of the process, and then you link them all together. I'm in a wonderful cohort right now at 26 West Center called Grow Biz, and it's excellent to have these business coaches. I'm learning as I teach. They said, if you can't replace yourself in your business, you're an employee, not a boss. And I'm working so hard to get those AI agents in there so that I can do this and connect with all of you. Yeah, agentic AI, that's where you want to look.
All right, thank you again so much. I know I'm going back with ideas spinning here in my mind, and I also determined I am terrible at making up a story when someone's saying, you know, go or swap. I'll give you my little tidbit. It was like, I commandeered a boat and I took it, you know, I kicked the captain off and I took this boat with 12 people, and she's like, swap. I'm like, I mean 15 people. She's like, really? You went from 12 to 15 people as your swap on the boat. So clearly AI is quicker than I am. So, but with that, I want to once again thank our headliner sponsors, CareerSource Suncoast, Florida Power and Light, Manatee Health, the Mosaic Company, the Realtor Association of Sarasota Manatee, and Cheryl Wealth Management for your sponsorship. I also want to give you a heads up. Our next headliners will be on May 14th at Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. And for May, we will welcome the VP of Talent for First Watch Corporation. Those of you familiar with First Watch, which is headquartered in Manatee County, restaurants in many states, one of the things First Watch is known for, not just within the hospitality industry, but is their culture, their people. And so we will have the VP of Talent as our featured speaker in May. No doubt that way will sell out, so get your reservations in early. And then two other dates important to many of you are Spring Expo at the Manatee Convention Center. The Brainton Area Convention Center will be May 1st, and then our Champions of Healthcare Awards. If you have not attended that event in the past, it is a phenomenal opportunity to celebrate many people and programs, nonprofits, businesses that are impacting health and wellness in our community. Fabulous networking event. That will come up on June 12th at the Grove. So a couple of things for your radar coming up. With that, we are adjourned. I wish you safe travels back to the office and have a great rest of the week.